Hello and welcome to Sports Today, 3:57 for 8. England session. We would have expected after that Julian Goswami breakthrough, Catherine Brand 270 for 7. India should have wrapped it up by 300, 310, 315. But then that Sophie Eccleston and Sophia Dunkley partnership, I thought India missed a trick by sort of taking off the New Zealand, but the quick bowlers, maybe because of the overcast conditions, whatever it is. But India missed a trick there, and unfortunately, the English they dug their heels. And Sophia Dunkley was very good. Sophie Eccleston really good. Both of these girls played well, and thereafter Anya Shabsol also good. That handy little partnership now happening. 357 for 8 is a big score. The Indians will have to bat well. Overcast conditions. The ball will move. Catherine Brunt, Anya Shabsol, Nat Siva. They will be a real handful against the Indian batters. So India, they will have to polish it off as quickly as you can. Don't let England get to 400 because it's a massive score, 400, and bat well. The good part is India bats big and bats deep because you bat till number 11. Jhulan or Shikha will probably bat 11, which means the depth is profound. Tanya, Shikha, Jhulan will probably be your 9, 10, 11. So imagine after Pooja Vastakar, who has been in very good form in domestic cricket, you actually have a very good batting attack. So that is India's strength. Time will not be of any issue whatsoever. So you can bat. There's no movement. The good thing about the morning was, even when the Indian bowlers, anybody, Shikha Pandey and Jhulan started out, there was no real movement. So that can be an advantage. Despite the overcast conditions, there was no movement. The ball wasn't doing much. So maybe that can be an advantage for someone like a Ashmiti Mandana or a Shafali Verma. Ashmiti Mandana can hit, if she gets her eye in. Obviously, you've got to play yourself in with the new ball. But it's a big score. Make no mistake, close to 400 runs in a test match. You are playing test match cricket after 7 odd years. It's a very, very big score. So that's where the Indian girls will struggle a bit. They are under the pump. The bowlers missed a trick in the morning, 270 for 7. Like I said, we should have finished it off. We weren't able to finish it off. And that's a bit of an issue. That is a bit of an issue. At this point in time, England hold all the aces. Great innings by Heather Knight. Very, very good innings. Sophia Dunkley continuing with her form from domestic cricket. Another 50. Very, very good Sophia Dunkley. Handy all-rounder. And as you can see, after that partnership between Knight and Siva, 40 odd, Sophia Dunkley, little partnerships, one with Catherine Brunt, one with Sophie Eccleston, one with Anya Shabsol, taking England to a position of respectability and strength. India, they'll have to bat really well. They have the ability. They do have the ability. They have some very, very good batters. Our girls are more than capable of scoring big runs, but you've got to keep head, you've got to keep temperament proper, and you've got to go out there and perform. That's my early update on the women's test match as we go into lunch on day 2. Please watch Rima Malhotra's analysis on Sports Today. So Rima's going to analyze the day's play for us every day. So watch Rima Malhotra's analysis, and she's profound. She's very, very impressive. So watch Rima Malhotra's analysis on Sports Today. Watch Rajoshi with his match end updates as well, and his Euro shows. So as you can see, your destination is Sports Today because of the kind of content we will bring to you all day today. You have seen all of our interviews that we have conducted. You have got all of the greats. You can also watch on India Today and Aaj Tak, because India Today and Aaj Tak, we put all of that out. So whether it is Sachin, Saurav's interview with Vikrant was fascinating, where he talks about batting first in the WTC Final. So India Today, Aaj Tak, Sports Today happens to be your destination as far as the WTC and this ongoing test match is concerned. So make no mistake, that is your destination. We are also doing a 1 hour special on India Today television starting 6 p.m. So I will finish this show a little early today, and you can watch us on television. Mr. Gavaskar will join us from Southampton. Harbhajan Singh will join us from India. So we will have a packed panel, and my friend Rahul Rawat will host it for us. So that's coming to you on India Today at 6 p.m. Let me give you some updates from Southampton. I was actually chatting with Sunny Bhai at about 9 a.m. Southampton time. Now, Sunil Manohar Gavaskar was moving hotels. So he's part of the commentary team. The commentary lineup is very, very impressive. Simon Dool, Kumar Sangakkara, Sunil Gavaskar, Dinesh Karthik, Isa Guha, Ian Bishop. Very impressive commentary team. Sunil Gavaskar, Ian Bishop, and Dinesh Karthik were in a different hotel. They were in isolation. Their test results came, and they are actually moving into the team bubble, which is the Hilton, adjoining the ground. They were moving into the Hilton Hotel, the ICC bubble, at 10 a.m. Southampton time, which is about a couple of hours, behind where we are now. So around 3 o'clock. Around 3 o'clock. So I asked Sunny Bhai, Sunny Bhai, what is the kind of weather you are seeing in Southampton? What is the kind of weather you are seeing? And Sunny Bhai said to me that from late evening dinner time yesterday, the weather completely changed. The weather totally changed in Southampton. It became drizzly, cooler, cloudy, and today in the morning it was deeply overcast. As all of us have seen the weather prediction for Southampton, there is chance of rain. There is chance of serious precipitation on day 1. Day 2 is good. Day 2 is relatively better. If you see the MetGov UK site, you will see day 2 is better. Day 3 is also reasonably okay. There is chance of precipitation, but there are these dry intervals as well. Day 4. So apart from day 1, we will expect decent amount of cricket on day 2, day 3, day 4. So that's what I got. But Sunny Gavaskar pointed out that the last 5 days in Southampton was scorching hot. And I asked him, what do you think the impact will be on the wicket? And he said to me, look, there will have to be impact on the wicket, and India must go in with Ashwin and Jadeja. So that is another reason why India will go in or should go in with Ashwin and Jadeja, given the build-up to this particular match in Southampton, or the kind of weather around. You've got to take weather into account when it gets overcast. You remember Sachin Tendulkar talking about this on Sports Today as to how to use the heavy weather, the dip, the drift, for faster bowlers to be able to move the ball. Saurav Ganguly was explaining this to us, that the moment it is sunny, the ball stops moving. And the moment it gets slightly overcast, which is why Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad becomes a real handful in English conditions, because the ball starts moving, the ball starts doing quite a bit in English conditions, and that's where they become lethal. So that's another thing. The Virat Kohli press conference will happen at 6:50 India time, 6:15. So follow Sports Today India Today, Aaj Tak and Sports Tak for updates, because we're going to update what Virat says in the press conference. Ajinkya Rahane was profound in the press conference yesterday, where he talked about the fact that criticism has taught him to become better. But I also believe that someone who scored 1095, 1100 runs in the World Test Championship, this criticism of Ajinkya Rahane is getting a tad unfair. It is getting a tad unfair. Yes, he has not been as consistent as maybe we would have wanted him to be, but look at the kind of impactful innings, whether against England in that second test, whether in Australia with that Melbourne 100, the 20s, 30s that he's got. If you actually see the Ajinkya Rahane impact in the World Test Championship, it has been quite solid. So to every day question Ajinkya Rahane, form, and come on here. We will not have won that Australia series had it not been for Ajinkya Rahane's Melbourne magic. We would not have won. After the 36 in Adelaide, it was Ajinkya Rahane's Melbourne 100 that set up the series for us. So it's slightly disappointing. It is slightly disappointing to keep hearing the same odd criticism that, Ajinkya Rahane. Now coming to the real point, let me give you my team again. And coming to that real point, that one area of debate that there is, according to me, the Indian team, for me, the top 10, everybody knows, all of you guys will also agree. It is Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, Rishabh Pant, Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja. I'm clear about the two spinners. I've spoken to everybody: VVS Lakshman, Sachin Tendulkar, Sunil Gavaskar, David Warner, Harbhajan Singh, Kumar Sangakkara. You name them, and everybody will say India should play to their strengths and play to two spinners, and they are champions. Both Ravi Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja are excellent with the bat. Ravindra Jadeja additionally will save 20, 25, 30, 40 runs on the field, will effect an incredible run out like the way he did for Steve Smith. So India will go in with the two spinners, is what I believe or I assume, and then the three faster bowlers, just with Bumrah for sure, Mohammad Shami, and then that last call, Siraj or Ishant. Now this is divided, and I've asked this question of many. Some people go in with experience. So for example, VVS Lakshman weighing in on the side of experience and says India should go in with India should go in with Ishant Sharma despite Mohammad Siraj being in excellent form. So VVS Lakshman, the vote goes to Ishant Sharma. Harbhajan Singh gives his vote to Mohammad Siraj. He says, whatever the others say, I believe Mohammad Siraj is the go-to man because the New Zealanders have not played Mohammad Siraj that much. He is a relatively new commodity. So as a result of that, Mohammad Siraj, according to Harbhajan Singh, should get the nod. So VVS Lakshman, Harbhajan Singh. David Warner again, has weighed in favor of experience, but at the same time said that in Australia, Mohammad Siraj troubled every Australian batsman, and was in incredible form, was very, very impactful, was serious, and gave India breakthroughs when most of our top bowlers weren't there. Bowled with a lot of heart, with a lot of pace, with a lot of guile, and he also has the ability to move the ball both ways, Mohammad Siraj. So Sachin Tendulkar also I asked this question, and he said, well, I do not want to talk about team combination per se. He said the team management will see who is bowling better at the nets and go in with that. So this is the only question as far as India's team composition is concerned that, according to me, still waits to be answered. And I'm sure everybody will ask Virat Kohli this question in the press conference today. Virat will address the press in exactly 30-35 minutes from now. So according to me, the one point is this. Coming to New Zealand, will they go in with 4? And who are those 4? Saudi, yes. Jamieson, yes. Bolt, yes. Who's the 4th? Is it Matt Henry? Is it Neil Wagner? That is a call that New Zealand will have to take. Both of these bowlers, New Zealand bowling attack is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Tim Southee, line and length, shade of movement. Duke's ball will keep moving at least 30, 40, 50 overs. Initially, like Sachin was saying, because of the lacquer, the ball will not move. But the moment that lacquer goes away, and the ball will start moving. And it continues to move in overcast conditions. So that's the beauty of the Duke's ball, and that's where Tim Southee becomes very, very lethal. So Tim Southee for sure. Trent Bolt gets the ball to move away and gets the ball to come in, and that's where he will challenge the Indians. He will, Sam Curran type. Into the 2018 series, Sam Curran had profound impact because he got the banana. He will get the cherry to come in. So that's where Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill will have to play closer to the body, as Sachin was explaining the other day. And they will have to do the job for India because you've got to take the shine off the new ball. If you are able to take the shine off the new ball, then the middle order is in business. And once the middle order is in business and you have a Rishabh Pant and a Ravindra Jadeja who can attack at any point in time, India clearly will get the hang of the match. But for that to happen, we would want our openers to negotiate, and it will be difficult. Make no mistake, in good bowling conditions, it will be difficult for our openers to negotiate the guile of Trent Bolt, Tim Southee, and 7-feeter Kylie Jamieson. The ball will come from 7 feet high. There will be bounce, there will be movement, there will be shape. So it will not be easy for the Indians. So these are the challenges that India will have at the Ageas Bowl. But when you are staring at history at the Ageas Bowl, you want to create history at the Ageas Bowl, winning the inaugural World Test Championship. This is what it is all about. It boils down to this. It boils down to Virat Kohli saying, I am a monk in a civil society, in that zone, high altitude training for his fitness. 88th over, he keeps talking about, I will dive and save that one run. The discipline, the cheat meal, 1 in 4 years, all of it comes together. Everything comes together for this one particular contest. According to me, this is one of the most important test matches in international cricket history. And I will give you my reasons. Reason number 1. Imagine this. Had it been New Zealand versus South Africa, New Zealand versus England, England versus South Africa, Australia. Yes, Ashes has its other dimension, but had it been any other country but India, would this match have had the same amount of currency? No, because India is the financial nerve center. So far, what is important for the broadcaster or the sponsor or people is that white ball cricket is all about action. It's fast-paced action. So a 4 or a 6, that is considered action. The fall of a wicket is considered action. But the moment you talk about test match cricket and people think, boring, it is like classical music with less fan following or less populist, whatever. So these things keep happening with test match cricket. Then too many maiden overs, less action. But that, according to me, is the action. This match will set up test cricket as a format for the money market. If India does well, the format benefits. If India does well, ICC benefits. All of a sudden, we have 1 billion+ eyeballs tuning in to watch the Indian team, and the moment they win, for the next 7 days, starting the 23rd, the whole country will keep talking about the performance of this particular team. We have become world champions. We are talking about the inaugural world champion winning Indian team, whatever we want to call it. So all of a sudden, test match cricket has a very different kind of context that it did not have in the past. And that is why I am of the firm belief that this is one of the most important test matches ever played in history, for the fact that India is the money market for world cricket. India is the financial nerve center for world cricket. And we have the eyeballs. We will bring the eyeballs on the table. All of us will consume this test match. Yes, there is rain and all, but we will be consuming this test match ball by ball, and it will give this format, the long form format of cricket, which has been like a bit of a relic, right? That yes, it is the best format. Players will say that, but for people who watch the format, the percentage is less compared to an IPL or compared to a white ball T20 World Cup. All of a sudden, test match cricket has an incredible context, and that for me is the fundamental contribution of the World Test Championship. You get it? That's why I believe this is so very important. Let me take some questions before I go into other sports as well. Okay. So there are a huge number of questions. Weather update. Weather update, like I said, tomorrow is definitely going to be rainy. If you check Metcov, UK, if you check BBC weather, if you check all of the sites, you will understand what I'm talking about. Gaurav Saha, okay, abuse. Aditya Thapa, not necessarily thinking of leaving out Jadeja because conditions may not. No. Ravindra Jadeja, watch that Sachin Tendulkar interview. Aditya Thapa, why he is saying what he is saying about spin. Ravindra Jadeja will be effective. It is not simply the conventional ways of getting people out with spin bowling. Why was Graham Swan so successful? The dip and the drift. These are the weapons that both Ashwin and Jadeja will be using. And that is fundamentally important. Plus his batting for sure. Weather update, Ankit, day 2, day 3 better. Day 1 definitely a problem. Who has more chance? Isant or Siraj, both in real good form. This is the toughest one, Gohar Jahan. This is the toughest one, the Ishan Siraj conundrum that India find itself in. Both are in great shape. Any one team would have loved to have both Ishan Sharma or Mohammad Siraj in their team 11. Pitch is a green top at Ageas Bowl. Green top in what sense? Day 3, day 4, there will be foot marks. Your fourth fast bowler means the tail is longer. Inevitably, the fourth fast bowler means PB Raghavan, that the fourth bowler is bowled less. We know all of these facts, and we've got 3 match-winning fast bowlers and 2 genuinely good spinners in our ranks. So I think that's what we should go with. A weather update I've given. Aditya Thapa, pitch is not green top. See the pitch tomorrow morning, not today. Absolutely correct. Surinder Singh, very disappointed if this WTC result not coming. Like all other sports, I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, if you think Novak Djokovic and Stefanos Tsitsipas declared joint winners at the French Open, if a Croatia and a France are declared joint winners in the 2018 World Cup football final, if an Olympic gold is shared between 2 contenders, how is that a final then? I mean, yes, if it's an unfortunate final like England-New Zealand, it's a different ball game. But I would want a winner. I would absolutely want a winner in this particular final. And good that they have an extra day, because that's where things might just change, and I think we will get a result. I think we will definitely get a result. Vignesh Kunar, wait for 23, buddy. Just let's enjoy the first one first, then we will think about it. Now, obviously, if it's England now, we should vie for it. UAE will vie for it. I just don't think COVID will be there like the way we are. So that's a major thing. Green room, preme poda ki pa. What does that mean? Cricketer preme podo baba, onek kaje debe. Ankit, Raghavan, I've answered that. Okay, Aditya Thapa, how Saudi bowled Wagner, Jamieson, trouble Indian batsman, how lethal? Very, very good question. That is the point. I mean, the New Zealand bowling attack is as good. So there's no question that the New Zealand attack is a fantastic attack. What they did to England was brilliant. Was brilliant. What is it? Raghavan Vignesh. Indian team complained about New Zealand breaking bio bubble. It's an over and done thing. ICC has already clarified. Chapter closed. Uh, Vidwan, you're a very good interview, a superb interview with Sachin. Thank you very much. That interview has gone viral. If you see, it's been picked up not because of me, but because of the answers that Sachin is giving, especially the Duke's ball, the spin, the question about anxiety and the way to handle pressure. He's been absolutely phenomenal in that interview, Sachin. And there's no question that it was great. It was great to talk to Sachin as always. What's the weather update from Southampton or Virupa? I've just told you what Mr. Gavaskar told me in terms of the weather update. Great to see Sachin in blue, absolutely, absolutely, and all of us in blue, some of us in whites with blue, so absolutely Himadri. So we will be over the next few days, and then if India does win, I will get you enormous amount of exclusive content that can be taken as granted. I mean, absolutely, I will get you enormous amount of exclusive content if we win this. Vidwan, thank you for the compliment. That's about it, I think. Do you think India will play, what was that question? 7 batsmen? No, I've given you my 11. I've given you my 11. Top scheme, Vignesh Kunar, I'll address the top scheme Olympics question another day. We are building up to the WTC final. Vaibhav, Nalavade, do you think India will play batsman at number 7? No. Ravindra Jadeja is as good a batsman as any. Who's my best friend, David Warner or Dada? Both are very good friends. Any update? Role of Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant, Arpit Tiwari will be very important for India, not simply in this game, but also in the England series. He's top draw. He's absolutely top draw. Rishabh Pant is in tremendous form as well. What's the chances of Hanuma Vihari? Slim, very slim. I don't think that's happening. Mriganko Shaha, missed that question. Slip catching, very important slip catching. Maybe Rohit, Pujara, Rahane at Gully. Rain forecast. Everybody knows rain is forecast in England. Okay. I guess matches played by India were dominated by Moeen with 17. Pawan, right, but as I said, Ashwin will be the key. Ashwin will be very important for India. I'll just give you 2-3 other news updates. The Indian hockey team, the women's hockey team for the Tokyo Olympics announced today. I have already wished the girls on Twitter. Rani Rampal, absolute queen bee of Indian hockey, one of my favorite sports people, one of my favorite athletes, and I've got great fondness for Rani Rampal. So wish Rani and the team all the very, very best going into Tokyo. We will all be there. We will all be there to support Rani and the team. So that's one. Rafael Nadal pulling out of Wimbledon and pulling out of the Tokyo Olympics. That's a blow. We would have wanted Rafa Nadal to play Wimbledon and definitely wanted Rafa Nadal to be there in Tokyo, but one understands and respects Rafa's decision. So that's about it. And as I said, can't wait. Can't wait for the action to begin. Yes, there is rain. There will be interruptions, but that will all add to the tension, to the excitement, to the charm. Keep coming to Sports Today. Keep coming to Sports Today. We will, on India Today, do a preview show at 3. We will do a wrap-up show end of the day. I will be there on Sports Today at 5:30. Every day at lunch and break, I will be there on Sports Today. Rajarshi will be there end of the day. There will be plenty coming your way. And as I said, exclusive content will continuously come your way if India, fingers crossed, goes on to win. For the moment, thank you very much and thanks for watching.